I'm Masa Inakage. I'm the Dean of Keio University Graduate School of Media Design. We call ourselves Keio Media Design, or KMD. In this video presentation, I hope I can share with you the uniqueness and features of KMD. We're in a very special year of 2020. After 2020 will be called AC, after Corona. The new society called New Normal is beginning to shape. Have you ever thought about what kind of near future you would like to live in? We call this desirable future or dream future. In our dream future, we believe that the role of creativity will become even more important. Media innovators are defined as creative and global leaders of the future. Especially after Corona, the new society is going to be very different from the old normal, the previous society. Hence, require new approaches with new values and creative thinking. In order to build the new future, the importance of envisioning the future is called futures literacy. The skill of future literacy is going to be very important for media innovators. In addition, media literacy of how to connect people, how to connect places, and how to connect dots of different kinds, including knowledge and information, will become very important platform of the new normal society. Therefore, media literacy is going to be one of the centerpieces of the new normal. The third piece is innovation. Obviously, we are not interested in incremental improvement from the old society. The AC after Corona, the new normal, will have a very different shape of the society and require radical innovation and innovative thinking. Three literacies, therefore, are going to be important, and you can acquire these literacies at KMD. So, in summary, KMD is an institution about creativity and innovation. There are three important features of KMD. One is the formal language of KMD are Japanese and English. We have multiple physical locations, and we do activities called real projects. Because of the dual language system, currently KMD enjoys over 60% of students represented internationally from different parts of our planet, bringing in different values, different ways of everyday life. This diversity of culture and cultural thinking is part of KMD. Furthermore, the students have learned different disciplines, so they come from different backgrounds and hold different expertise, and the community has expertise diversity. Also at KMD, students represent different age groups. So in short, KMD has a very diverse community with creative minds and innovative minds. KMD expects students to collaborate. What can you do and achieve beyond your own skills? By collaboration, you should be able to achieve a bigger goal. And in the new normal, near future society design, it is extremely important that your vision should be collaborated with other future thinkers to build a strong, desirable future. We are headquartered in city of Yokohama called Hiyoshi, and we have other locations, including different parts of Tokyo, Osaka, which is western part of Japan, as well as a collaboration between National University of Singapore called Keio NUS Cute Center. Last year, we have joined the co-working space called Shibuya QWS. And this year, in September, just recently, we are excited to open the Takeshiba District community by the Tokyo Bayfront. From the start of KMD in 2008, we have done all the activities in physical locations, but connected by the internet. Many of the activities, therefore, constitutes online collaboration, online learning with physical collaboration and physical learning. Storytelling sessions were taught from San Francisco to Japan. Students can do final thesis presentation remotely away from the campus. Different locations collaborate and form a strong team and showcase the demo as an output. Events also take place in physical auditorium, but they can also participate remotely from online platforms. With these experiences from 2008 until today, when we had to shift from physical experience to fully online experience due to the COVID-19 pandemic, we had this know-how of how to advance the know-how further. So we now have KMD online campus. All the courses are taught online with discussions and collaborative efforts online as well. Of course, socializing is an important piece of university campus experience. Unfortunately, we can't do all these physical touch points at the moment. So instead, we had distant socializing online events to bond people together. All the classes are video recorded from 2008 until today. So any student can access any class starting from 2008. Because KMD is interested in designing the dream future, we think our ideas should contribute beyond academic interest. The word impact is a very important part of us. The word impact includes our academic contribution, but beyond academic contribution into the society, starting businesses, launching products and services are called economic impact. Of course, our society is made up of non-businesses as well, and there are plenty of issues, global and regional issues, that needs to be resolved. We also try to contribute as a social impact for non-businesses. Some examples. This is a smart eyeglass manufactured and commercialized by a Japanese eyewear company. It's a collaboration between this company and many university researchers, including KMD. This is a vehicle, autonomous vehicle called Agbi. that it follows the farmers around in the farmland. It was conceptualized, prototyped at KMD. Now the company is formed to commercialize Agri. A bit different example. In the prefecture of Fukui in Japan, there is a city called Sabae, which is famous for eyeglass frames of manufacturing, but also Japanese lacquers. There are many different kinds of traditional Japanese crafts in that region. And therefore, we formed an alliance between City of Sabae and the industry consortium of Sabae. We aim to rebrand the Japanese lacquer products and make a stronger creative industry around Japanese lacquer industry. So you can see that all the activities are way beyond writing academic papers. Therefore, there are multiple methodologies used for different project types. Of course, there are common threads, and it's called make culture. At KMD, if you come up with one idea that you want to pursue, you are responsible to translate your idea into life. It can take form as a product, as a tangible output, or it can be service, intangible output. Also, creative content is another way of showing and translating your idea in a form of output. Additionally, we also make culture to form new business models, start companies, build new industry, create new city or district, as well as create new society or societal role, legal frameworks. All of these activities involve making and translating your idea into something. And this is important for KMD. Some of the make activities require equipment and physical facilities. Of course, KMD have minimum set, but important tools and space for translating your ideas. Because make culture is an important piece of KMD activities, classroom experience is not straight sitting and listening kind of lectures. These snapshot images represent a typical KMD class experience. You can see it is very different from sitting in a lecture hall. Doing everything on campus isolates us from the real activity of the society. We therefore need to also move out of campus into the real society for data collection, such as observations and interview, listening to people, and sometimes you need to collect numerical data. However, to come up with near future, our human ability of imagination is super important. You will acquire a skill of how to imagine and create an idea based on imagination. A very important question you might pose to yourself is, what if we have 4 arms instead of 2? This prototype depicts what if we have 4 arms. What can we do with it? KMD is a postgraduate program consisting of master's degree program and PhD degree program. Master's program has some required courses and electives, and you also be participating the real project activities. So it's a classroom learning experience as well as hands-on project experience. For the PhD track, the doctoral program, before you apply, you will be contacting and need to agree with one of our supervising faculties. Once you're on board, you will be closely mentored by your supervising faculty to advance your research. There are certain specialist skill sets that we want students to know. And we currently have one course called Security Specialist Program. Unfortunately, currently it's offered only in Japanese. The other is Service Design Program for service industry. This program is a hybrid of providing in Japanese and English. KMD is a very global community. To enhance the global presence of KMD, we have different partnership programs. The first program is called Global Innovation Design Program, or GID program in short. Our partners in London are Royal College of Art and Imperial College London. Our partner in New York is Pratt Institute. So Pratt, RCA Imperial College, and KMD created a virtual degree program, which is not a real degree program, but in spirit, that we co-teach, co-mentor Pratt students, RCA and Imperial students, and KMD students, and they also work together as much as possible. Our students will visit London for one term and New York for another term, total of two semesters. Similarly, we have a business management focused residential program called SEMS. This consortium is a collection of business schools around the planet. One school is representing one country. Because it's a business school consortium, the classroom experiences are very much like business schools, as you can see depicted here. There are 33 schools at the moment, including Keio. Again, for Keio students, if you want to be part of the SEMS program, you will visit one semester, one school, and another school for another term. Again, total of 2 semesters. If 2 semesters abroad is a bit too much, we have 2 short-term international experience programs. One is called EBA, which stands for Evidence-Based Approach. The partners are in Asian region, in ASEAN regions, and each region has some problems, and the design brief is given to students to join the place to collect data to understand the problem and pitch the solution together within 2 to 6 weeks. Another short-term intensive program is with Stanford University School of Engineering Design Program, and also School of Education Design LDT program, which stands for Learning Design Technology. Again, it's a 6-week program. We go to Stanford for 2 weeks. They come to KMD for 2 weeks. In the middle, there are 2 weeks of separated times, but continuing the project together. All these long and short residential programs that we offered are stopped at the moment because of COVID-19 pandemic. However, for GID and SEMS, the courses are provided online, and if you're interested, you can still participate GID and SEMS program. For those of you who are not so much interested in going abroad beyond KMD and rather just stay at KMD for the whole time. The real value of KMD reside in real project. Unlike research project, the goal of research project is to write scientific article or academic research papers and publish. The goal of real project is beyond academic contribution. We start from ideation, go through iterations of prototyping, failing, and learn from failure. And some of the ideas hopefully will succeed and go to deployment. Products, services can be launched. Sometimes companies are formed. For non-businesses, there are still social contribution to resolve some global and/or regional issues. This is an important understanding of this entire pipeline is going to be presented in our master's degree program fundamental courses, as well as in real projects. There are currently 12 full-time tenure track faculties on board, and we co-supervise the following real project clusters. So the first one is called Play. As the name suggests, it looks for playfulness, how to bring in the entertaining experiences to everyday life. Policy project is looking at policy contribution. How do you design new society? How do you design something? Is about policy. So the Takeshiba district was led by this policy project group. They also look at kids' creativity and designing workshops and learning platforms for kids to become super creative people. Samkara is a project that looks at circular economy and circular design for a sustainable planet. Biodesign is another important keyword that they use for their projects. Global education, again, as the name suggests, looks at how to create learning experiences globally, rather than in one confined physical classroom. So we connect different classrooms from kindergartners, K-12, higher education, to lifelong learners. Network Media Project tries to think about near future. What if everything can be connected online? Your chairs, your pencil, your table, your clothes, anything that we own. What if everything is going to be connected? What kind of technology do we need? What are some of the issues that needs to be overcome, such as privacy issues? So network media is looking at both from technology side, but societal and design perspective of what if we can connect everything. Creative industry is looking at regional creative activities, such as the Japanese lacquer industry, as mentioned before. There are many other regional crafts and arts that can be brought up and revived or strengthened for the 21st century creative industry businesses. Geist is a project. The word is in German called either ghost or mindfulness. Obviously, this project is looking at mindfulness. What if computing can sense people of different emotional state, stress level, other things that we think currently computers can't understand? What if we can understand, the computer can understand, what can we do with it? It's the focus of Geist. Itoma is a brand new project just launched in April 2020. It uses the word luxury. When you hear the word luxury, it might mean high brand, expensive products, or something that associates with spending time well. So what are the important part of everyday life or community around being luxurious? Well, what is luxury in the 21st century? Kyoto is trying to blend the physical activity with online activities, such as otaku. You can see virtual character brought into physical space. Of course, it's not only about otaku, but there are other things that can blend physical data and virtual data into one. Embodied Media Project, as the name suggests, is looking at our body. Our body movement can become an actuator. Our body uses 5 senses. In particular, can we communicate our tactile sensation to somebody in another country? All of these activities are near future prototyping. The example of the forearm project belongs to this embodied media. And if you can look at the middle bottom picture of the tail, what if humans have tails? What would we do with it? Future Crafts, again, another brand new project as of April 2020, is looking at what is the 21st century version of crafts that are not only created by physical materials, but physical and digital materials combined. So you can see these are 11 clusters of different types of topic interest. Within each cluster, there are smaller projects that combines our effort and collaboration between external organizations and individuals. So before I wrap up, let me explain to you how to join KMD. There are 3 application periods in a year. Period 1 is around May to June. Period 2 is September to October. And period 3 is around January to February. KMD has 2 intake periods, April and September. For PhD students, there are no required courses, so as long as you can speak either Japanese or English and be admitted, you can choose to start April or September. However, for the master degree students, the fundamental required courses will be offered in Japanese for April intake students, and the same material will be repeated for September intake students in English. So if you are fluent in Japanese, you're welcome to apply for April intake. If you're fluent and more comfortable in English, then you can choose September intake. So each application period, you can choose which intake period you would like to join. The admissions process is first is to look at your submitted documents. And if we want to communicate with you further, we will invite you to the second screening, which is interview. Of course, if you don't reside in Japan, you're welcome to join, do this interview remotely. And during this period of lockdown, COVID-19 situation, we can do everything online, including interviews. So you do not have to do physical travel at all. For students who are interested in joining April for master degree students, because if you're not Japanese language native, you need to prove the fluency. The N1 level is required. For September intake and non-English native, please also submit the TOEFL or IELTS scores. For GID and SAMS program interest, please read thoroughly some of the additional documents that needs to be submitted through our KMD website. I hope this video has given you insights about your possibility of being part of KMD community. Please consider us, and I wish you to become KMD family member in the near future.